That guitar solo gives my ears a nice tickle. That's Jack White, and that is Hypocritical Kiss. No, what's the name of that one? Ah, fuck. I clicked off of it. It's off the first Jack White solo record, and it's a pretty good one. Blunderbuss is the name of the album. Weep Themselves to Sleep is the name of that one. And it's a good one. Album has some good songs on it. It's probably, I think, slightly stronger than Lazaretto, which is his second solo album. So, yeah, Jack White. He's still making music, still getting pissed, still punching people in the face, and also still starting feuds with the Black Keys. I don't really know what happened. I don't think anyone but Jack White and Pat Carney know what happened, but there was an interesting feud. Jack White's kid goes to school with Dan Auerbach's kid. Dan is from the Black Keys. White Stripes, Black Keys. Put them together, you got a piano. And Jack White apparently hates the Black Keys. And he said multiple times that they've copied his style. Even though they both started kind of around the same time, Jack does not like those Black Key fellas. That is for sure. And there's apparently like a scuffle at a bar. It's like, reminded me of all the old rock stars, how they used to just like be troublemakers, get into like a fight for no reason. So I don't know what the hell happened. I just don't think Jack likes the idea that a band called the Black Keys exists. But that's just me. So actually, funny story, while I'm loading up Chrono Cross, I was seeing the Black Keys at Central Park in 2012. There was a gig. Foo Fighters, Neil Young, Band of Horses, Black Keys. It was a big charity thing for One or something like that. I forget exactly what it was for, but I won tickets for it, and I went, and it was good. I enjoyed it. And across town at Radio City Music Hall, Jack White was playing, and he actually walked off after like 40 minutes, and just gave the crowd garbage, like just making fun of the crowd, talking shit. You know, talking about their cell phones, like, is anyone here? Is anyone alive? Shit like that. I don't think Jack White was having a good day. I don't think he was very happy that he wasn't playing Central Park with Neil Young. That's just my guess. At one point, though, hang on, I have to change the controls. This takes a minute. Sorry, I was snacking on fucking green tea Kit Kats while I was gone. Someone sent me green tea Kit Kats, and they're fucking amazing. They were so good. So I was a little late. I didn't get a chance to set up Chrono Cross, but I think we're good now. And got about an hour of Chrono Crossing, which would have been more, but I got lost in cities, skylines. And I also was doing a Zelda thing. For anyone here who wants to hear my complete full thoughts on the new Zelda game, including trailer analysis, gameplay analysis, it'll be on Full Sauce soon. I did about an hour and 15 minutes on Zelda, just because I'm a massive fucking nerd. No. Gaming and ADHD is actually 100% correct. Jack sounds like an asshole, but none of you have been to live concerts in the past 10 years if you don't realize why he was complaining. The reason he was complaining is totally valid, but I know someone that was at that show, and they were claiming that the show was completely fine, and that the fucking audience was into it, and that it was, like, really, you know, it was a good gig. I think tonight we're gonna do story. I'm not doing this dude again. Oh, I just activated this. Uh-oh. But yeah, people are going to concerts and just holding cell phones and recording the concerts. It's like, if 75% of the people are recording it, why not just not record it and just let them do it? So this is an optional boss encounter that is, I would describe this boss as a motherfucker. Someone said I need to bring Glenn for this one, and you're probably right. So, Wiggly says, who cares, let people do what they want. I agree, but it's true though, when people are recording, I understand why a lot of musicians have complained about the cell phone thing. When you're playing a show, you feed off of the energy of the audience. I know a little tiny bit about this, not too much. But, because I don't really do a lot of live shows, but, I will be doing one next week. So hopefully you guys aren't recording and you're enjoying yourselves. It's true though, I would prefer if people were there in the moment and not holding up a phone for later, so they can show someone on Facebook. I think that's what the argument is. It's that people, instead of really getting into the performance, they're busy checking their angle and making sure they zoomed in to the right moment. It's just live in the moment, be present, and enjoy the music. That said, you do whatever the fuck you want. I agree. I understand why Jack got mad, but I also understand why the audience probably didn't deserve to be walked out on. Definitely not fair to people that paid to get like a half-assed short concert because the performer's upset at you. But that's just me. So, yeah, I don't really have a strong opinion, but I believe that, it's an interesting phenomenon that's happened. So, last time on Chrono Cross, I attempted some side quest stuff, and I did some side quest stuff, and here we go. This is the party you voted for. Surge, Skelly, and Draggy. I think it's impossible to get in from here. Damn, it's a dead end. Maybe some kind of dragon treasure will open it up? Do you remember where that treasure was? In the dragon tier? It used to be kept inside of a shrine at Guldove, but someone from the village stole it. Yeah, I agree, Jen. This isn't exactly my choice of party. Skelly's cool, though. I like Skelly. To be fair, that's just another day at the office for Jack White. To a lot of people in the crowd, super major big part of their lives, and they want to have it and save it, so it's not lost when they leave. Only through, but the weird thing is the cell phone thing is kind of new. Whereas you would go to concerts, like my aunt was telling me stories of David Bowie's concerts, Led Zeppelin, Elton John and John Lennon, The Doors. Like, I was hearing all these stories and she recounted them in such a way that, like, she remembered the show and she had a great time. So it was just a different thing. And now that we have the technology to record it, you know, I actually did it too. I've done it. I've recorded plenty of concerts with my cell phone, at least 1 or 2 songs, but not the whole thing. So, but people used to bring little flash photography, the little disposables, to concerts and just take pictures that way. Years ago, these falls were considered a holy place by the worshippers of the divine dragon faith. Hordes of humans began to migrate to these islands, and we were pushed into the outlying regions. In the cultural takeover that ensued, the spiritual significance of places such as this was soon forgotten. There didn't seem to be anything worthy of note inside. Hey, Captain, let's head home. appears that the altar at the back of this cave was made to house the dragon tier. A strange thing that there's only meant to be one dragon tier in this land, yet the altar has 2 holding stands. Whatever that could indicate. Ancient lore reveals that the Dragonites knew of certain land formations they called power spots. There, they are said to have used the natural energy, Argent energy, of the planet to generate elements. Okay, so we have the 2 altars.
If this is an altar of the divine dragon worshippers, then maybe Stina knows something about it.
Tear of love. I like the faces in the background so much. It seems you cannot do it yet. What? I have to bring Stina? Use crystals to generate chakra power? That sounds like a good plan. I should use that on my sprained ankle and see if it heals any quicker. So wait, do I have to bring Stina now, or can I... You enter the Sea of Eden from the Dead Sea in the other world, so I don't do this part at all? What's my next thing to do? Because I'm fucking somehow lost. JO crystals? Use your JO crystal with your buddies to charge it up. That doesn't sound... I don't like the sound of that. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna go to the other place then. Thanks, guys. Thanks for the heads up, everyone. I'm a little bit scatterbrains. I'm fighting me being really tired right now. Because we had a particularly loud and, hot concert in the practice room for just us. And I'm a little tired. Vinny doesn't get JO crystals. No, I know, me and my friends used to joke about the word JO, because there was a dude that said he wanted to JO, while another dude went on, played Godzilla on his train set, with the imitation crab meat in the fridge, in the freezer. I've talked about this. It was a Craigslist ad looking for a dude to... You know, what wouldn't be gay or anything, he said, but it was just he wanted to JO while another dude roleplayed as Godzilla on his train set. So. So yeah, trust me, the word JO crystal is not, I may not get the reference fully, but it's not lost on me. Which is sadly the case. I deem you worthy of entering the Sea of Eden. Let the path be known for the ones facing fate. Clown skeleton, baby dragon, and boy who is dead and came back from a Kojima clone. You may enter. So I want you to realize the significance of the... Oh, okay. That was a long disc one, wasn't it? That was a very long disc one. But here we go. So, this is that sea, the Sea of Eden, in another world. And I'd like you to realize how important this is to the story. Remember, in the other world, this area was futuristic and totally fucked. And frozen. But here, it's a little different. Much of this game banks on what we're about to see. Lachesis, I think is how you say that. Measuring the thread of life. Pyramid power. What is pyramid? Why the fuck did that become a thing? That was a thing in the 90s, pyramid power. People wearing pyramid hats. I'm open-minded, man, but I don't know if wearing a pyramid hat is gonna... Anyway, Clotho, spinning the thread of life. Atropus, cutting the thread of life. Atropus was also the name of Robo's friend / girlfriend in Chrono Trigger. Art thou worthy of accepting fate?
Are we being tested?
Well, we got the Triforce from the Great Sea. We dug it up, we put it on the islands, and now we're gonna go get the Master Sword. Vita Tray. Oh, this is the name of Sony's new system. They're gonna skip over the second one because they know it won't sell. They're gonna try with the third one. See what happens. By the way, where was the Vita? The same way HoloLens made no appearance at E3 for Microsoft. Where the fuck did the Vita go? It had potential. It had a lot of potential, that system. It just didn't sell. .352. Actually, Surge's regular attacks do more damage than that. Yeah, Skelly, you motherfucker, look at those moves. You can't defend against this. Technology Face versus Clown Beach Ball. Who wins? Technology Face kinda didn't flinch from that. Most of the Vita games in the Vita are pretty heavy in the market of people who like Japanese games. Clotho has stopped functioning. Okay, we gotta bring Draggy back. If I fucking can. I'm really Ramboing the fuck out of this, aren't I? I did this to myself, yeah. Where does Skelly keep his staples? Fuck off. You are here way too much. If you have a staple joke. Draggy's coming back. Maybe Draggy will get in more than one attack now. Alright.
Trash.
We can get as weird as you want. Still one of the best things I've ever heard another human utter. Well, I mean, technically he's a clown. Does that count as human? Like, everyone in chat is saying that clowns aren't human. How dare you. Steve-O went to clown college. Alright, never mind, you're right. That's a poor argument. Just can't keep that stamina high enough. I'm gonna do a heal all now. You know, I think Draggy has a summon. Draggy has Salamander. If I had a turn red, I could use that instantly. Maybe Draggy has a turn red. No. Okay. We're gonna make this work. Actually, not yet. I want this to attack, then we can start fresh. Okay, so I'm gonna try to summon if I possibly can. Draggy can use Fireball. One. Why doesn't, why, but it's blue. It's 0 and 1. What's happening here? This is a bad idea. Never mind. Just do that instead. I could use Saints. Maybe. I gotta get my stamina up a little bit, but I think Saints could definitely be a possibility. So we can do a turn white. Oh, that turns him white, not the field. Fuck. Vin, you were doing it. I know I was doing it right. I just was wondering if the fucking people were like, be careful what you use on him. I thought that meant that he was like immune to red for some reason. I don't know. Oh well. Yeah, we wasted it. My fault. So, I'm gonna go for Saints. Yeah, he's just really strong against low-level attacks. Yeah, the field element, you're right. Yeah, I fucked that up. But, good news, I can still use a summon. Here it is. So we've not seen this yet. In fact, I think we've only seen one summon. So this is gonna be cool. To be honest, for PS1, that looked pretty awesome. Yep, 1100. 99999 recovery. That's a good summon. That is a very good summon. Bird persons fly down. Why not just use that attack all the time? You have to get the field. You have to use 3 white elements in a row to do that. Desert, I don't think that's a good idea for Nintendo. The Paper Mario thing. I think they should keep Paper Mario as an RPG. And Mario Luigi could also be an RPG. Anyway, this is Future Ruins. Chronopolis. Time Fortress. Chronopolis. This is where shit gets kinda weird. Chronopolis Military Research Center. May there be everlasting peace for the children of the world. 2400 AD. I heard Group 3B's experiment today is going to be a biggie. They're releasing the flame's lock level to D in order to trace the counter time effect. Yeah, but based on previous experiments, I'm sure it'll work out just fine. During their simulation, Fate guaranteed that they would be able to use the flame as an uplink to extract the anti-annihilation energy associated with it. As someone that knows the story of this game fairly well...
What?
Don't worry, it'll be a success. I hope so. Yeah, anti-annihilation energy, you know what's up. One boss not good enough? Here, fight a mech. Polis Police. Megaton Fist. Oh shit. It's no joke. Does this thing have something good to steal? I seem to remember it having, like, something really good. Maybe I'm just remembering something incorrectly. Shit. I could actually kind of use Saints again. If the field effect doesn't change. Ow. It's a rainbow shell? Oh. I don't know if the rainbow stuff is gonna be happening too much. It's really fucking hard to pull off. I think you have to finish enemies with summons to get the items required for rainbow. Holy shit. Alright, we're not using Saints, never mind. Oh wait, yes we are. one of each color summoned to make a rainbow gear. That should have revived Skelly. It's the power of saints. Cough mix. Cough up fireball, then beat wings to magnify it. I don't think we've seen this one yet. Or have we? Okay. Okay. Jesus. Yeah, my party at this point would usually be Fargo, Glenn, and Surge. Fargo for stealing, and Glenn for the massive attack damage. But people like dancing skeleton clowns and little dragons. Something I should have done before I got here was buy more healing items. So I'm gonna regret that. Oh, I still do have... Yeah, yellow plate. Let me replace that with... stone mail. I also have the yellow brooch. Thunder snake. Gizmatoid A. Just a little, like, bot on stilts. Good hits, Surge. Good hits. This is one way to steal, or, not steal, but one way to, heal, rather. Which is to use just regular old physical attacks. And save up your stamina until the end of the fight. Because you then use your healing elements. So you're probably wondering, why is this pristine, futuristic facility in this game? Like, what does this have to do with the rest of the game? We have been in, like, this, like, fairly medieval, with guns setting, kind of. Not overly developed. In Chrono Trigger... Robo Sewer Wash. Yes. In Chrono Trigger, you actually go to the future. In this, the future is, like, here. So there's a lot of weirdness involved with this game. It will be explained. Some of it. And then some of it will just make your head hurt. Just a little bot fella. Someone said, what I want to know is why are you not saving? You need to hit a save point before you can save. This isn't Subnautica. It died. May it rest in peace. This is difficult without analog control. And someone said, El Nido is more like swords and knights and armor and, you know, like more in the past. Whereas the mainland is more technologically developed. Like, so, when you start in Chrono Trigger, it's, 1000 AD. And there's like Luca has made some robots, and there's you know, guns. So I mean, Chrono Trigger isn't all that advanced. There's still like towns and swords and knights and stuff. But there's also some level of technology, but it's just not everywhere. So that's 1000. But then in this El Nido, where we're at, is a part of the main world. You know, it is in Chrono Trigger. Well, not really. That's explained too later, but it actually, this is much more primitive compared to the mainland. And when the mainlanders come over, like the poor army, you know, they have weapons, they have guns, they have like metal boats. Meanwhile, at Viper Manor, there's like still like knights in armor and shit, and they're using axes. Fire extinguisher? No. So the past, present, and future are just locations? No, not really. That's actually totally unrelated. Not unrelated, but I mean, it's just weird how El Nido is behind, and there is the technology, but why is this here? That's the big question. And like I said, there's gonna be answers. They may not make sense to everyone, but there will be answers. Originally, El Nido was nothing but ocean. The El Nido archipelago is purely artificial, created by fate. It was a remodeling plan that took place 10,000 years ago. A plan to include islands, blessed with nature, in the Sea of El Nido. The main island of El Nido, Earth Dragon Island, Water Dragon Island, and Black Dragon Island, the development of elements using the energy of the natural world. the distribution of memory terminal devices called the Records of Fate that could survey and guide people's lives. The research center staff, who had their memories of the future erased, left the center and began a life outside, amidst nature. This is how Fate's paradise came into existence. And for over 10,000 years, Fate has been watching over and guiding the descendants of the staff who left this research center. Everything was in perfect harmony. That is, until 14 years ago, when a boy came into contact with the flame on the night of the storm. So El Nido is purely the entire like area this game takes place. This whole map was artificially constructed. That's what we get from that. When was the lock released for the elevator again? That might have been blanking out lately. Level 2 is released. I'll explain more as we release locks and do more things, but before I do that, I want to see if I missed anything. There's a mysterious being inside. We have to bring someone here that knows what this is. What? Yeah, I don't know what this is. That's Grobik's ult? Okay. Before I go back to where the story is and, you know, continue forward, this was a big open area. When I find a save point, I'll get Grobik in and get his ultimate. So this is another spot here. Perhaps what we are doing is wrong. If this experiment succeeds, we will be able to control time. We will have complete control over history and, in a sense, become a presence, much like God. If so, what meaning is there to the history of mankind? Oh, but it's too late now. We can't afford to fail in this experiment. If for some reason anything goes wrong, the anti-annihilation energy will probably overwhelm us. Who knows what the consequences may be. Seem to remember there being something else up here. I look in chat, it says one viewer resubscribed while you were away. Did my stream just, like, die? That's strange. For a split second. Okay, we're back. Sorry, I gotta bring Grobik with me to get his ultimate. It's done it twice so far? That's weird. My stream just created another alternate universe, yes. The dimensional split has occurred. Will I play Subnautica later today? No, no, no. This is usually when I stop streaming. If you mean, like, Friday, maybe? I don't have an answer to that just yet. Okay, so this is the map room. Berenstein or Berenstain? I'm much, it's very stain. I guess we can change the text box if you want. Since we're here, let's do our favorite Martian. This cannot be. This isn't the ancient- this is the ancient super weapon that was in development in Por. But what is it doing here? It looks complete. Strong arm. That's what they were developing in Por, strong arm. Just a fucking massive arm for him to put. Just to put, not like specifically anywhere, but just to put. Secret technology. Arm. So what's this crap? Someone in chat said that there was a solution here. What's going on here? Cool noises. Just have all of them closed and set it to 00. Code confirmed. Search found recharge. Ten out of 10 code. Agreed. That's it? There is nothing else there? It's based on binary? Maybe there is more stuff there, I don't know. Anyway, I got recharge. I'm not really sure what that is. Let's find out. Recovers a used element for reuse. I have 5 of those. It's a rare consumable item, so that's a really good item then. I have people saying use strong arm, keep Grobic. Another person saying switch Grobic. I want to show you strong arm. I'll switch when I get to a save point that isn't the one in the basement. So, I mean, we're gonna hold on to him for a little while. I'm not gonna, like, fully arm him, but... I get it. Arm. Strong arm. Holy shit. Oh my god. And it's crap. .404. Attack damage not found. You want to see the strong arm? I'm gonna find out what's in the basement. Oh, I don't have that. Okay. Ready for some evolution? Memory scanning and rewriting is not that difficult a thing. As a matter of fact, it is possible to simulate the thoughts and feelings of each individual. These are all just electric signals that flow around the circuitry of the brain, after all. The vessels of flesh can be reproduced through cloning, and the soul stored within these vessels, what? Can be simulated as well. Thus, one could even go so far as to say that death itself no longer exists. Of course, the expiration of an individual being, as a variation within the species, still occurs. Overall, we can reverse the old maxim and say that where there is no death, there will be life. We human control emotions. What? No, that must... I don't know what's happening. We control human emotions by using neurotransmitters. That means by manipulating the nerve transmitters inside their brains, it's possible to control the feelings and even the personalities of humans. Fate uses the records of fate to connect directly with the brains of the humans with whom they have come into contact. Fate not only imprints what actions the humans should take into their brains, but also rewrites their personalities and feelings. Notice the spelling of fate. The life forms on this planet developed from a single-celled microorganisms to protozoans, then from fish to amphibians, from reptiles to mammals, and eventually to humans, beginning with the cerebral neocortex, which only exists in higher mammals. The anthropod brain enlarged at an accelerating pace until it became the human brain we know. Could the reason for the abnormal development of the human brain be the biological contamination caused by Lavos? That would mean that humans are really a heterogeneous life form, or foreign matter, as far as the planet is concerned. Humans are a sudden mutation caused by the contact with Lavos, an alien life form that fell to this planet from space. That's why humans are, biologically speaking, unbalanced and half-finished. Internally inconsistent and disconnected, the human existence is plagued by contradictions. An incomplete species, torn between love and hatred, whose very being is self-contradictory. From the planet's viewpoint, humans are just destroyers and a cursed, yet perhaps pathetic blight on the world. Well, who feels good about themselves now? Model of brain evolution. It almost died. Maybe.
What is a man but a miserable little pile of memes?
It's amazing. That attack does 440. Some of Surge's regular attacks do more than that, or close to it. Grobik is not armed with very many things. Wow, I read that as Combat. I'm not kidding. Something is seriously wrong with me. 404, robot not found. That's the second time I've made that joke. If I do one more time, it'll be funny. Just gotta keep doing it. Same joke. It'll work. Isn't even that good. Hellbound. At least I don't think it is. Sends your enemy on a trip to hell. It's okay. Combat. DNA records are poems and music. Adenine and thiamine, guanine and cytosine, rhythm and melody, or guanine and cytosine? I don't know. How do you pronounce that stuff? Who cares? Perhaps the DNA- Who cares about anything? Perhaps the DNA of the ones who make contact with the flame is recomposed by the sound they generate within. Wonder if life forms are just dreaming in an endless flow of music.
Hey, you know, how you doing? It's me. Thank you, Winker. I'll tell you a little bit about music today.
Lavos. An extraterrestrial life form that is thought to have fallen from the heavens 65 million years ago. On the timeline that existed before history was changed, Lavos was assumed to have slept deep below the planet's surface, sleeping and consuming the planet's energy up until the day of destruction known as the Apocalypse. There are those who believe that 12,000 years ago, the legendary ancient magical civilization known as Zeal came into contact with Lavos. That fateful encounter is said to have resulted in Zeal disappearing from the surface of the planet within the space of a single night. However, the very existence of the ancient civilization of Zeal has never been proven, so up till this day, this theory cannot be confirmed. On some timelines, Lavos appeared on the surface of the planet in the year 1999 and brought the world to ruins. However, a group of young time travelers saw where their planet's history was heading and through their actions rewrote time. This very research facility exists on that new timeline. In a world where, thanks to the defeat of Lavos by the young adventurers, the apocalypse never happened. On a temporal vector where human civilization continued to evolve unhampered. All the data of Lavos that was obtained from tracing different parallel world possibilities has proven to be volatile with fluctuating discrepancies. Perhaps at this point in time, it is nearly impossible to obtain any true information about Lavos. Humans and reptites. 65 million years ago, the reptites who evolved from reptiles had developed their own unique civilization. That was long before the ancestors of humans, who evolved from primates, had developed their civilization. Excavations carried out on the central continent of Xenon have revealed that the Reptites already had advanced architectural skills in the prehistoric era. But the fall of Lavos to the planet and the resulting ice age this brought about rang the death knell for the Reptites and their civilization. After that, the Reptites slowly disappeared from the stage of history. However, in the distant past, humans could have been defeated in the contest of evolution, and Reptites could have evolved to develop, or continued to develop. It is not unthinkable that such a timeline could exist in other dimensions. Everything is purely a problem of possibilities, and the world is only stabilized by the viewpoint of the one who observes it. I like the picture of the human on the left. He's like wearing shorts. He's like, hey, it's me, California bro. And the thing on the right is literally just Dinosaur Man.
Hey, how you doing? It's me, Dinosaur. What's going on?
DNA, the seeds of life. The human body is made up of 50 to 60 billion cells. Each of these cells contains genes in the form of DNA. These are the fundamental building blocks that exist inside the cell's chromosomes. They store genetic information that can be passed on from parent to child. The structure of DNA is common throughout all life, throughout the universe. Through DNA recombination, life forms take on differing forms with varying abilities. I know this is just a lot of words. I'm sure for a lot of people, it's like, what? Why are we learning this? Well, that's the Large Hard-On Collider, where they collide two hard-ons, one into the other. There's a rainbow. But yeah, there's things, I mean, it's not all that complicated if you've taken some classes or you've, read about this stuff. It's, a lot of it is based on, who we really are. Human. That's how Ferengis say the word human. Say really? Really? But yeah, some of it makes sense. Some of it's based on stuff that you might learn in school, and other things are just bizarre dinosaur Lavos magic stuff that will kind of make sense if you played Chrono Trigger. But Vinesauce, I am not human, I am shit piece. Oh, if you're a shit piece, then good on you. Also, you live in meat space, remember that. The humans that live in meat space. So, I'm just gonna get clusterfucked with jets, aren't I? It's amazing how Surge is carrying this fucking team so hard. Skelly's barely able to do a backflip. Grobik doesn't even have that great of a setup of weapons. If he had better weapons, he would be a beast. Grobik is one of the most powerful characters in the entire game. Also, Grobik is cyborg backwards. Nilbog is goblin backwards. And, you're now manually blinking and the floor is lava. Everyone gather around. Let's see. In the 11th century, a scientist by the name of Luca indicated the possibility of time travel through the use of a time egg, which utilizes miniature black holes. Whether this could actually be possible or not is still the subject of intense debate, and no conclusions have been made. According to her theory, by rotating a single point of supergravity, space-time continua can be drawn in, thus making it possible to transform that singular point which pulls in everything else into a ring formation. Using this ring as a gate between dimensions, it should be possible to travel back and forth between various space-time. I've heard that the time egg already existed during the legendary ancient dynasty. We shouldn't have to rely on theories from an ancient civilization that may not have even existed. We can do this. And it's been said that the time was altered using the time egg. That's just a legend. There isn't even any evidence to prove that this ancient dynasty ever existed. The experiment should be starting soon. After we discovered an unusual gravitational field in this barren sea of El Nido, we built several artificial islands and established Chronopolis. This was all done to facilitate our top-secret research. But now, our research is about to come to its end. Once the final adjustments are made, the experiment will commence. It's just a matter of time. So, everyone should keep up their good work. The chief hasn't returned yet. He hasn't. And then we'll have to hold off until he gets back. To think that time is not absolute but elastic, relative and subjective. That there can be individual differences caused by changes in time. Perhaps that the same people and life forms can even exist in several different space-times. An independent time that flows with will of its own? What nonsense. Well, not really. We're conducting a simulation of phase metastasis. I know what that means, trust me. This research center was established under the utmost secrecy by the central regime. We may appear to be a military research center, but we're actually conducting research on time. The lost ancient magic civilization of Zeal. If it really did exist, someone may have even traveled through time to this period. Techno-babble, best babble. It's like we're in an episode of Star Trek Voyager. The chief said he was going out for a walk. He's probably by the docks somewhere, gazing out to the sea. Or gazing out to sea. I thought he said ducks. He's by the ducks. I was about to say where. I need to see them right now. Nah. Only personnel registered as Arbiter may enter. The experiment will begin soon. Please evacuate to your designated positions. We will do the same in case of an emergency. Unfortunately, there's gonna be a stream stop, like very, very, very soon, because there's a lot of information and a lot of good stuff, and it could take like another hour to, or maybe 45 minutes to do Chronopolis, and I don't even fully remember a lot of this stuff, so this is like I know the story. I'm gonna explain it more in detail as more things are revealed. What I can tell you based on what we know at the moment is that Chronopolis is in fact a time facility from the year 2400, as we had learned, and El Nido is in fact manufactured. This whole, like, all these islands are in fact populated with inhabitants from this facility. What was it? What did they say? How long ago did they say that happened? Was it 10,000 years? So 10,000 years ago, something happened. They engineered this entire archipelago and then had the employees' minds wiped. And thus the inhabitants of this game, this archipelago, and most of the characters in this game are in fact descendants of the employees of this facility. Why? Well, there's more on that at some point. The Time Research Lab, which served as the foundation of this research center, appeared out of nowhere in the year 2300 and was headed up by the scientific genius Balthazar. However, at the peak of his career, he simply vanished. We continued his work and have come this far. Our work is almost complete. Well, it's about time I headed back. The experiment's about to begin. So there's more. Balthazar. I can reveal something interesting. If you were a Chrono Trigger fan and you're aware of the Chrono Trigger story, I can tell you that Balthazar did in fact appear in 2300 in Chrono Trigger. Do you remember after the sewers in Chrono Trigger, when you get to this facility and Balthazar's in there and he's implanting his memories into a new? And later on you get the epoch there. So that's Balthazar. He's one of the gurus from Zeal. Okay? So Balthazar was kicked out of Zeal through a time distortion into the year 2300. Except in Chrono Trigger, it was a fucked up, ruined future that was totally destroyed because Lavos. Since Chrono created a new future and defeated Lavos, Balthazar was thrown into a perfectly fine 2300. And that's where this facility, I think, happened. Now, I forget if the facility appeared with Balthazar or if this facility was then continued by others. So, I have to, remember there's a few things here that I'm not remembering. Well, Balthazar's gone, so he can't confirm Zeal. He's not even here. There's more details, like little specific things that I'm not remembering. So, Balthazar created it. So, let me ask you a question. Did Balthazar create this When? When did he create it? Was the whole facility sent to 2300? Luca helped create the experiment with Balthazar. In 2300. Okay, but here's the thing. I thought that dude just said that the facility appeared out of nowhere in 2300. That's my question. So if... did I misread that? I just want to make sure I have the details correct, because I thought I read that this facility was also, like, just materialized out of thin air. He received, I don't know everything about this game, Color Me Kevin. There are so many details. I know a lot about this game. It's just this one, like these little details like this kind of get lost in time, so to speak. He convinced the central regime to fund the lab under the guise of military. Okay. I can fuck with the music just by clicking into the window. Listen. I can make the drums go off time. Alright, well. Yeah, so that's something that, that's gonna be very important. Like, there's a lot of really important shit that involves Balthazar and that facility. So, what I'm understanding is Balthazar built the facility, and he had some knowledge that he didn't tell them. He didn't tell them everything, but they worked on time stuff, and then Balthazar disappeared. So that's Chronopolis, and there's more about Chronopolis, and we're gonna learn more, and we're gonna get all the details about how this game ties even further into Chrono Trigger, which so far it hasn't really too much, but you'll learn where they were going with it, and where they succeeded, and where it got a little convoluted, and then it gets a little info dumpy, you know. So, but yeah, the idea of the alternate timelines and alternate dimensions, and like, here's a dimension where Lavos was destroyed, and here's a dimension where Lavos was not destroyed. In fact, this game also involves specifically a dimension where Lavos not only is not destroyed, but he's more powerful. So, the same way Chrono Trigger kind of took you through time and took you through, you know, time periods, and then you defeat Lavos that way, this game kind of obviously is more, it's dimensional. So that's the thing. Lavos is defeated in one dimension, but he's not in another. And that said, there's still a lot of time travel stuff, or like time stuff that is directly related to Chrono Trigger, and the way it all fits in, it needs explanation. So for now, I'll just say that that lab was, I'm not going to tell you why it was 10,000 years in the past if it says it's the year 2400, because we're not quite there yet, but it's interesting, and there's some other cool shit that involves a certain robotic character that we like. Timey-wimey nonsense, but it's fun to talk about. Here's the thing. I like talking about this stuff. It's fun to speculate, and even if the writers totally didn't quite nail it, or if, you know, I don't have a full grasp of the story, it's still fun to try to connect the dots and see what they were going for, because it is a bit of a mindfuck. So, overall, Chrono Cross is, as I get older, the more I get older, I think about it, Chrono Trigger remains pretty strong and stays very strong the more I play it. But Chrono Cross kind of, honestly, a little bit of the nostalgia is why I put this game on such a high pedestal. But as I get older and play it more, I realize that there are some things about it that aren't so great, and there's some stuff with the story that feels like, it's a little bit hard to. It's not as concise. It's not as cohesive as Chrono Trigger. Chrono Trigger is just on a different level. That said, don't make me sound like being hard on Chrono Cross. I still love it, and I'm enjoying this playthrough of it tremendously. But it's just not as easy to figure out what's going on. And that's okay, mostly.